Namaste. I am sitting here in the village Perong, which falls in Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh. Um, the government is proposing to build India's biggest dam in this area, which with a capacity of 10 to 12,000 megawatts. Now, the government says it is building this dam in response to a dam which has been built by China, because the Siang River it originates in Tibet and flows through a big portion of Tibet before it enters India. Although we believe that the amount of water coming from China is only 30%, most of the water in Siang, by the time it reaches Perong village, is contributed by the tributaries. And this river, when it goes into Assam, at one place it is called Lohit, and then it becomes Brahmaputra. So this is the mighty Brahmaputra that we see here flowing through Arunachal, called Siang, and the government is planning to build a big dam, and the logic is inexplicable. I mean, what is the logic in building a dam in response to a dam? I mean, dam will have adverse effect in the upstream and the downstream. The upstream will be flooded, the downstream will have very little water flow. And if you build two dams and big dams, then you're depriving everybody who's downstream from here, including all of Assam, or at least the portion of Assam through which Brahmaputra flows. They will be denied of the water flow which is currently available. Now, there are three possible locations for this dam. One is in Perong village, the other one is in Geku, and the third one is Ugeng. They are still carrying out their tests to determine which should be the dam site. But they have already begun the process of seeking people's consent to prepare a feasibility report for the dam. And for this, they are asking people to sign a statement. The statement says this is an irrevocable agreement between the government and the people, in which people are supposed to give their consent to the government to prepare a report for building the dam. Government is spending 350 crore rupees in the name of corporate social responsibility. I'm sorry, not the government, but the company, the company which is going to build the dam. It's a government company. It is going to spend 350 crore rupees as corporate social responsibility in the same area which will be submerged if the dam is built. Now, this is again mind-boggling. I mean, why would you spend money for development work in an area which is going to be submerged, likely, if you build the dam? And also, the kind of works that have been listed, apart from the dubious, purchase of two vehicles, which have been demanded by the the Deputy Commissioner of Siang, and even more mysterious is a 20 lakh secret fund which has been demanded by the Deputy Commissioner of Siang from the company which is building the dam. The other works include, building boundary walls for the schools, creating Anganwadi centers, smart classes, computer training classes, and things like that. So all this work is going to be done in this area, which is likely to be submerged. It is we don't know what the government is thinking, but it appears as if by making the company do all this work in the name of corporate social responsibility, the government is trying to influence the opinion of the people so that they become more favorable to the building of the dam here, and later agree to displacement. So the process of rehabilitation and resettlement will begin once the dam proposal is prepared. the the what is called the DPR, the draft project report, and once they start constructing the dam, then people will be asked to vacate the area. About 27 villages are going to be directly affected, and in all about 50 villages are going to be affected directly or indirectly. Now this is a very pristine kind of area, uh, which has been untouched by modern development process. In all the agriculture here, if you compare it with the neighboring state of Assam, here we are told that the farmers don't use chemical fertilizers and pesticides. The food that we have been eating for the last 3 days is very healthy food. I mean, the people here, they eat rice with boiled vegetables. Of course, they eat meat too, but the agricultural practices, the food habits are very traditional. They have been able to preserve their culture. For example, if you look at this house which has been built from bamboo, uh, it is a marvel. I mean, a lot of engineering thinking has gone into it. There are, goats and hens and pigs underneath this platform created by bamboo. There is a hearth in the middle of the hall, the big hall, where the fire always keeps burning, where you can cook food, you can make tea, and whatever you want to do. Everybody sits around the fire, and people sleep on the floor. The water is available because there are a lot of streams from which people get their water. They have built modern toilets also adjacent to their house. So the people here are self-sufficient. They are living up in the hill in remote areas, which are not very accessible, but they have been living like this, for past about 10 or 12 generations. So this area, this pristine area, is in danger of not only being physically submerged, but also the tribes living here. The important tribe which lives here is called Adi, and there are some tribes. For example, there is Idu Mishmi in another part of Arunachal Pradesh, in the Dibang Valley, where they have built 4 dams and they propose to build another 12, a total of 16 dams. That area is also going to be submerged. So the Idu Mishmi tribe has just about 15,000 people alive as of date. Such tribes, which are dwindling in number, are in the danger of losing their existence if this mega project is brought here, and therefore the tribals here in the area of Siang and Upper Siang, which are the 2 districts going to be affected by the dam here, are totally opposed to the dam, contrary to the view which is being propagated by the government, that most of the people are supporting the idea of dam. Only 7 out of 50 villages which are going to be directly or indirectly affected have given their consent, and that too not the entire villages. For example, in the village where we are sitting, Perong, only 67 out of 112 families who live here have given their consent. And when a family gives consent, it doesn't mean all the members of the family. So one member of the family may have given the consent, and that is being treated as the consent of the family. And so only 7 out of 50, and only half of the villages where they have got people to sign the MOUs have for some reason agreed to sign the paper which the government is circulating. And the message which is being propagated is that people are in favor of dam, which is not the reality. We went to a village called Geku yesterday, where we met the village eldermen, and who are called Gao Budha. So this is a traditional post, a person who oversees the disputes in the villages and tries to solve it at the local level. So these people were telling us that in Geku village, for example, not one of the 400 or 500 families who live there have signed the MOU, and they are totally opposed to the idea of dam. Most of the people we went to the Riu village, where again only some people have signed, most are not in favor of dam. We also went to Yingkiong, and we met the officials of the Siang Indigenous Farmers Forum, which is the organization spearheading the protests in this area. Last year, when the ITBP forces were trying to enter the area to stop the people from protesting, the people burned a hanging bridge. When some machinery was brought to start the work of not the building a dam, but of prospecting, of determining whether the dam could be built here, the machines were destroyed. The villagers have also gherowed the DC of Siang for 6 hours. So even though the ruling party BJP is trying to convince people by all means that they agree to the idea of dam building, the people here, we observe, are totally opposed to the idea of the dam because they see it as a threat to their not only their physical existence but also to their culture. This entire culture of Adi tribe and the other tribes who live in this area will vanish, because if people are asked to relocate, it is not possible that an entire village which has been in existence for 10 to 12 generations, with its biodiversity, with its culture, can be replicated anywhere else. So people realize that, and therefore they are opposed to this idea, and we hope that the government of India will take notice of the real sentiments of people and will give up this idea of a big dam on Siang in Arunachal Pradesh. Thank you. कितना हो गया?